All right, what is going on, everyone, and welcome back to more Black Desert. I hope you guys have been having a wonderful day, and the Scholar came out, so hopefully you guys are having fun with that, learning everything. And I just want to say, if you're new to the channel, hope you are enjoying your time here. Happy holidays if you don't catch any of my future videos until the new year and everything. Today, we are going to be, once again, enhancing. So, we did the thing for the Scholar weapon, and right now I'm almost done with my Scholar. Today is day 1, so I just got kind of lazy, left at 59 so far. Almost full pen. They actually made enhancing to Vala so easy nowadays, like it doesn't even downgrade under try anymore, to the point where I think that's a good thing overall, first and foremost. But when new players start out the game and they're like, oh, okay, so enhancing is easy, and then they get to the real game, it's just like the biggest slap in the face you'll ever see, going under to Vala and then going to boss gear. I hope you guys are prepared for that. And so I wanted to do some enhancing just to show you the pain and suffering. Also, get your seasonal to level 61. You get a free TET Blackstar of your choice. I'll get mine at some point. It's not like I really need it, but we'll get it, and we'll see how it goes. So, as usual, we're going to be doing some enhancing. And if you've seen my other videos, I've talked about how I go about making fail stacks and how I go about enhancing Blackstar. So, for all of you who are maybe newer to the game, or when I say newer, like you've been playing for like a month or two or something, and you're at the point where you might be considering Blackstar, I'll just go over how I go about enhancing and my logic behind all of it. So, first 7, from 0 to 7, 100% guaranteed. And then this is how it goes. So, the concept of how I enhance is I value durability, because memfrags are like 4 mil on the NA server. And so I would rather overstack a little bit and spend more money on like a fail stack and supposedly get it cheaper than repair cost. So, with that said, these adventurer's choice things, those are just a recommendation. A lot of the time it's pretty accurate, but sometimes it's a little bit off. And so the way you read it is most people start at like these numbers, like from 0 to 9, and it goes like the enhancement actually succeeds between like 10 to 20. So that's how you read it, in my opinion. So you don't start at 20, it just happens to go at 20, right? If that makes sense. All right, so anyway, +7, 0 to 4 seems very reasonable. But if you were to do the math on it, you would take 2 shards of these, right? 2 mil each. And then the 20 durability, if you don't use artisans or anything, that's 20 durability, so about like 80 mil to force it, right? So if you can make it under the 80 mil repair cost, that means you're doing good. And so by using a 2 stack, it's pretty high. So anyway, I have definitely failed a lot of times on +7 on like a 2 stack, but it is what it is. So that's profit. Okay, so anyway, next. The way we look at it, 3 of these. I don't really look at the price of concentrateds as much anymore because the price has gone down, but you still do factor in the cost of it. And then 30 durability would be 30 memfrags times 4 mil, about 120 mil to force it. And we don't force anything. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And so 130 mil, can you make a fail stack for cheaper than 140 and still succeed in under 3 clicks, essentially? And the answer is yes. So people start at 20. I think that's fine. If you want to start at like a 10 to 15, it's also fine. I just happen to have some 20s, so we're going to do that. Okay, so 9 to 10, 40 durability, 4 clicks essentially, and or 5 of these concentrated, whatever. Essentially 4 fails. So to hit it on average, it would be roughly around 25%, right? So like 25 times 4 on average makes sense. So we want to use a stack that is you know, something that boosts it around over 25%, but also under like 150 mil if you were to force it in terms of silver value, right? If all that didn't make any sense, it's okay. Just use the adventurer's choice and you'll be fine. So essentially this would be, instead of a 25% force, or like we're boosting it instead of the force choice, almost 50-50. So in theory it should just go in 1 and 2, but I've had weird streaks, so that's fine. All right, so the players recommend 30 and up. Math says 5 clicks, so we want to have over a 20% chance on average to go and get it. So people say 30, about 40%. 1 in 2.5, let's just say 1 in 3. It's still better at RNG than it is to force it. So from 11 to 15 is where math kind of changes a little bit, and it does make sense. If you look at this, most people start at 20, and then people hit it between 30 to 44. So if you see these, like the 20 to 5 or the 20 to 29, those are what we call RNG carried players, and they got it on a lower stack. So I think realistically, from the dozens of Blackstars I've enhanced in my career, 30 is fine. So we look at this. This is basically 1 in 4. The force cost would be essentially 6 clicks. So we want to get it in under 6. And so this one is 1 in 4. So math checks out. You want to enhance it on a 30, and you should be doing a lot better. And it is slightly cheaper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Would it have been cheaper to force it? I don't know. Like, I count that as 5, so I think we slightly profited. It's basically breaking even. Whatever. Game recommends 20 or 40 to 44 stack. People start at 30, and then people fail up to 54 from 45 and up. That's fine. 12 to 15, math works a little bit differently because it's 7 clicks, and then we'll use a 40 as the game recommends. So it's like a 1 in 5 versus a 7 force. Gotta go repair it. Honestly, the fact that we made it to plus 12 without having to durability repair yet was pretty good. Okay, so force cost would be 8 clicks, 29 of these. Don't worry about this cost. It used to be worth a lot more nowadays, but nowadays what you want to worry about is the 80 durability, because that's like 300 mil in memfrag value. So people start at 40. I think that's like 15% if you were to start at 40. Let's do it. Let's 13%. So 13% is 1 in 7 or 1 in 8. Just we'll say it at worst at 1 in 8. So this is also 80 durability, which is 8. So you see how I told you it kind of works differently. However, if you get it, you don't spend 29 concentrateds. Essentially the same thing in terms of chance, but it's always more fun to click it. Is it necessarily better? Depends on if you get it in 1 tap or 18 taps. So let's hope we get it in under 8 for content. All right, see? Profit. So 14 to 15 actually is something I've talked about a while ago. So you use 100 durability, and 36, which is, you know, that's kind of like 400 mil plus another, let's just say 2 mil for these is 470 mil. And if you look at it, from 1.1 to 1.7 is a 600 mil value. So is it better to force it instead of just buying it at plus 15? I think so, but I do a lot of these enhancing videos for content. So that means I do, you know, instead of buying it, we click it ourselves. If we look at the adventurer's choice value, where do people start? So most people start at around 50, and then you see the 60 to 70, like 65 to 69. That's where people successfully hit their 14 to 15. So I wouldn't recommend starting there. I would recommend starting between like 50 and up, and then hopefully we get it before the 70 stack, and that's how I value it in terms of math. So the goal is to get it in under like 9 clicks, or I guess in terms of force it would be in under 10 clicks, but we live for the gamble. It's not looking so good. Okay, so I think we're at 7 now. Also, Blackstars right now are at like an all-time low. So even if I were to just one-tap it all the way, I wouldn't be getting as much as I normally would, just because they gave away the free tap Blackstar to everyone. So like, we're doing this for content, not necessarily profit, if you know what I mean. So at 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We are mega negative right now. That's not good. Okay, so you see where people hit it on like 60 to 69? It's because you failed from 50 going up to 69. Where were we? I think we failed like 8 plus 7, so we're at 15. 16. 17. I lost money on that one for real, but that's okay. Pry to, or 15 to pry works differently because it does cost 20 durability, I believe. And so the value is doubled in terms of repair cost. And so from 15, if you wanted to play safe, you could do like upper 30s. I would not really recommend 40 and up. I would, you know, 25 and up as a start is good. 20 to 24 kind of low, but you know, the 25 to 40 I think is very reasonable. Once you go past 40, just start over on the new stack. So yeah, I think 30 with like a 50-50 odds is the way to go. So 40, very bad. 20, kind of low. Okay, so the way Blackstar weapons work versus boss gears like Zarka, Dandy, Kuda Maneuver is it's always one tier higher. So for example, a Pry to Duo, or wait, let me start over. A Duo to Tri Kudum would be the equivalent of a Pry to Duo Blackstar. With that said, things cost more to repair cost. The Flawless Stone is a lot more expensive. Oh, not really a lot more, but I mean, it's more, if you know what I mean. And so we use a different stack. And from Pry to Duo for Blackstar, I personally do start at 30. Some people start at 40. I don't think either option is a bad choice. We might probably tilt in the next 15 minutes and start using 40s. But let's start with 30. So the next thing I would recommend is from Duo to Try, I usually start with a 60 and up, because usually that goes just fine. I have 2 70s from hitting or failing Pen to Vala, so I'm just going to use these 70s. I personally think that 70 for a try attempt is a little bit on the higher side, as I would recommend starting at 60. But at the same time, from duo to try, I've made multiple 100 stacks before. So it's not the worst thing you can do. I think we're out of the stones. I gotta go make more. I personally, like, if I didn't really care about all this, I would probably only make, like, not as many of these as I can at a time. But I don't really enhance Blackstars often enough to the point where I should be making like 100 at a time, because they would just sit there and the value means nothing. I actually heard in the near future, they talked about this in the Calpheon Ball. They're trying to condense all the black stones and everything into one kind of stone, instead of having different like forms of enhancing materials, which overall I think is a good thing. I talked about that in another video, like how new players are going to get extremely confused. Like if you look at all of these are for weapons, these are for armors, weapons, armors, repair, new weapons. So I think it's overall a good thing they combine it into like one item. But they're going to have to make things work differently. So like, for example, yeah, people might say these are like, once you combine it all into one item, the market is going to tank. Trust me, it's not. And then you know what we would do to fix it? Just instead of having this cost 1 for like higher tier items, it would cost like 5 of them. So I think overall with the drop rate bonuses and everything, it's all good. I think I should start a new stack. I would tell you to use a different stack for try to TET, but we haven't gotten to that point yet. I would like to try one time. It feels so bad failing Pride of Duo just straight up over and over. Oh boy. Sometimes it goes, sometimes it doesn't go. Okay, so with Calpheon Ball, they gave 150 stacks away. Do I know what to do with them? Nope. So we're using it on Blackstar. So let me explain how this works. The Blackstar from Try to TET is the equivalent of TET to pen for a real gear. However, if you look at the price, like 3 billion versus 14 billion, right now it's on the decline for TET, so it's like it doesn't even matter. Depending on the price, that like really determines what stack you should use. So right now, a TET is at like an all-time low, and it's hard to really recommend starting at like a 165 because you're probably only going to make like 10 bill out of it. Is it bad? No, but like you still have to factor in the cost of the stack and everything. So like for a 13 billion minus tax item, in theory, you want to hit it on like a 110, 120, or like 140 stack and hope it goes from there. But 165, if you have the stack, it's whatever. Educational. Yeet, 8.92%. Let's go. Okay, hold on. Let me see something. Oh, what time? It's midnight already. Look, I want to show you something. I have a 310 stack, a 220 stack, 215, 237, 225. I don't remember where this 111 came from, but apparently we have one. And then we, of course, we have the 255 that I've been trying to go for TET shoes on. To give you an idea of how much I enhance and fail, I think I know what I'm talking about when I say, like, you should use these stacks. 86 is kind of high for... Let's use a 60. Also, I know people say you should cronstone, try to TET, and then raw tap TET, or try to TET. Is it really worth it? I don't know. Like, depends on how many stacks you have. I would not recommend doing this unless you have a lot extra, trust. That's a big number. I don't want another 200 stack. Please, game, just don't do it. Don't do me. Oh, that's 30. Hold on. Well, we've gotten a few 2 TET attempts in today. That's cool, I think. Was it worth it? Honestly, hitting this on a 170 and up, even if it goes, I'm not going to feel good about it. But we do it for the content, so I hope you guys like the video. You're out of stones again. 30 of those black stones kind of went out real quick. I always told myself, if I ever run out of these massive pure magics, we're done enhancing. So far, the game does a really good job at just continuously giving them to me whenever I grind, so... Cool. Every time, without fail, when I make one of these videos, people always say that hurt to watch, which I agree. But also, at the same time, people ask me, how do I deal with, like, the failure of enhancing over and over? It's because I've been playing this game for 8 years, and I'm just, like, numb to, like, watching the failure sign. As funny as that sounds. And even when things go, I'm just like, oh, I guess I'm done, instead of, oh, I'm happy to get it. But yeah, this game has definitely changed my mental attitude on a lot of things. Whether that's a good thing or not. Oh, thank God. I wish they would move this, like, the Nadar's band to, like, the side over here, so that way I don't accidentally click things. I know I could just move the bar, but it's not the same. I just wish they was on the side. Be a nice quality of life. It goes back to the default spot anyway. Ooh, we are out of 30s. You could just click it on these 30s, but I have some 40s. Might as well just use it. Like, what else am I gonna do with it, realistically? Okay, we're holding this one. We're not using that 90 anymore. Honestly, enhancing Blackstars is like a casual break from what I've been enhancing on like other characters. Like, for example, my main right now, trying to go for TET Ators. God, that is actually pain and suffering. And also we're going for TET Debos. Yep, that one is, I've lit from a TET Debo down to Duo before by cronning it. It does not feel good. So enhancing Blackstars, maybe losing like 10, 15 billion if I get super unlucky. But at the end of the day, that's just like water compared to me clicking like Debos. What was that? Was that a mid 40 stack? We're getting up into the range where, like, I should start thinking about, like, should I continue going on a 190? The answer is generally, like, no. So, 60 versus 70. Use 70. It didn't even go. All right. Time to make more Blackstones. I also do this because I actually do gather a lot, and like hards and sharps, like, it's not really a big deal. But if I wasn't gathering and I was literally like buying all the materials off the market for myself, I can assure you I would not be enhancing as much if I had to do it, if I had to buy it all. I always told myself if I ran out of fail stacks, I'm done enhancing forever. But the game does a really good job at giving you fail stacks. If we go to 200, we start over. Okay, so one more click on this one. On one hand, I'm hoping it goes to 200, so I just stop. But at the same time, I just want it to be over. I don't know how I feel. You know it's bad. You know someone... How do you tell if someone's been playing this game for a while, they hit TET and they're not really happy. So like, I could explain how I feel right now. Of course I'm happy that it went, but I'm at the same time, I'm just like, yay, it's over, versus yay, we got a new upgrade. But it's like, yeah, we finished for now. We'll be back at it again next week. So one of those videos where I'm just like, I don't even think that's profit, to be honest. Like, let me just look at how much it would be if I were to list this right now. Oh my god, that's 13 bill minus tax. There's been one sold. I feel like if I hold on to this for now, it might change in price like a month or two. So like, I'm not in a real need for a silver. So what I might do with it, either obviously put it on my scholar when we finish up seasons, or I also have a character down in Morning Light that I could just use it for bosses. Not that I really care about time, but it's like, I don't like me enhancing Blackstars is just kind of for fun. Like, this is my main gear, so I just kind of enhance for either profit. That was not a profitable enhance, by the way. I just wanted to throw that out there. But we just did it for content. So with that said, thanks so much for watching the video, guys. We'll be back with more stuff in the near future, tomorrow. So if you enjoy what I do, drop a quick like. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a fantastic holiday.